A Bullet for Bullock is significant for a handful of details within it, not the least of which is the story, focusing on everyone's favorite ornery Gotham City cop. Detective Harvey Bullock is in trouble. He's been receiving threatening letters in addition to attempts on his life while off duty a few times over the last few weeks. Not wanting to alert the department and internal affairs because of his less than stellar record, he goes to an unlikely ally for help: Batman. Together, they investigate the long list of suspects who would have it out for Bullock. This leads the Dark Knight to a recently released criminal who Bullock put away years ago. Vinny the Shark Starkey is back on the streets, and the improbable duo search the city for him. However, Bullock has made more enemies than even he realizes, as all may not be as it seems. Frank Parr directed this episode, written by Michael Reeves. However, it's very closely based on the identically named story in Detective Comics number 651 from 1992. Chuck Dixon, co-creator of Bane, wrote that issue, and nearly all the beats happen the same way. This includes lines of dialogue directly from the book, so credit to Dixon for creating the story that this episode adapted. In the production order, this is the first episode that featured the Adventures of Batman and Robin intro. In the second season, the Fox network wanted Robin more involved, so the name of the show was changed to accompany this new intro, featuring the dynamic duo more prominently. Gone was the dark and moody, pretty much perfect original opening set to the tune of Danny Elfman's Batman movie theme. And instead, we get a collection of clips cut together with Shirley Walker's animated Batman theme attached. It's not the worst thing ever, and Walker's Batman theme is my favorite of any The Dark Knight has ever had, but this cut of it isn't the strongest I've ever heard. Something is definitely lost with a more basic introduction like this. Transitioning from here to the still intact trademark title cards felt kind of jarring. For whatever reason, the ending credits on the Blu-ray feature the original backdrop of Batman Solo with the movie theme blaring underneath. The DVD version has the original opening and closing credits too. Kind of strange considering on HBO Max we get the, what was then, new end credits with Batman and Robin's silhouettes in the background as another Shirley Walker music composition plays. I actually prefer this cut of the animated Batman theme well over what they used in the intro. While this is, again, the first in the production order to use the Adventures of Batman and Robin opening, A Bullet for Bullock was actually the second to last episode aired of the second season, hitting TV sets on September 14th, 1995. The first time viewers saw the new look and title of the series was on the episode titled Bane, which we'll cover later this month. The music for A Bullet for Bullock was composed by Harvey Cohen, under Shirley Walker's supervision. It won a Daytime Emmy Award in 1996 in the category of Outstanding Music Direction and Composition. This is another one of those jazzy, old detective noir type scores that we saw pop up on the show from time to time. Since this was a legit mystery story, they seem to play up this soundtrack style a little more than usual. There's just more substance to it. I'll admit it is really fun to listen to while not overpowering the action on screen. It's not like that the entire time, but when the music switches over to that style, it definitely upped the cool factor. When there's a signature score like this one attached to an episode, they usually release it on one of the volumes that collected the show's music. Surprisingly, A Bullet for Bullock soundtrack is nowhere to be found and has never been released, despite it winning an Emmy Award. I'm not sure if that's because of some complicated rights issue or they just didn't think it would fit onto one of the volumes, but it is peculiar. Studio Junio provided the animation services. They only worked on 6 other episodes that included Mudslide, Blind as a Bat, and the very well done Dreams in Darkness. This one here is a decent enough looking installment of the series. It's a touch inconsistent at points, but has some great visuals throughout. Batman and Bullock make for a good odd couple pairing. This series made it abundantly clear that Harvey hates Batman, and we saw the two clash at certain points leading up to this. But A Bullet for Bullock shaded in their relationship a bit. Batman doesn't hesitate to help the detective when he comes to him with his problem. However, there's definitely no love lost.
Are you on the take?
Watch it, freak! I never took a dime from nobody!
I just bend the rules a little sometimes. We're not all that different.
We're on the same side, but we're not the same.
Nobody tells me how to conduct an investigation.
Do you want to live, Bullock?
Their interactions are some of the best we've seen thus far into the show. They just have a particular chemistry that's very unique, so it's fun to watch them go back and forth. The other supporting players like Renee Montoya, Summer Gleason, and Vinny the Shark also serve their respective purposes well. Spoilers for the big reveal of Bullock's tormentor. After Bats and Bullock take down another illegal operation headed by Starkey, Vinny vehemently denies his involvement in the attempts on the detective's life. Bullock may have thought he had his man, but the Caped Crusader wasn't so sure. His suspicions are confirmed that night when Harvey is held at gunpoint outside his apartment building. The nervous, masked assailant is quickly taken down by an onlooking Batman and revealed to be Bullock's landlord, Nivens. We saw him in a scene earlier in the episode where he berated Harvey for being a horrible tenant. He had had enough of the crass, loud, and obnoxious cop and would do anything to get rid of him. Pushed over the edge by Bullock not taking the hint, Nivens was about to finish him off once and for all. Giving the landlord some extra motivation was the fact that once Bullock moved out, he could rent his apartment for a substantially more amount of money. Harvey is shocked by the revelation, almost to the point that it's suggested he'll start treating those around him a little better. But with his personality the way it is, that was unlikely to actually happen. A Bullet for Bullock is absolutely worth a watch or rewatch. If you're a fan of this character, it's one of his better episodes. But with the Emmy-winning music, fun story, and strong vocal performances, there are a myriad of things to like about it.